Peace, peace, peace. What's good? I am just making this video as a gentle reminder for you to show up for yourself. Show up for yourself in whatever way it is that you need to. Just show up. Show up scared, show up trembling, show up nervous, show up intimidated, show up whatever it is. Just show up. Show up not knowing what the outcome is going to be. Show up not knowing how it's all going to turn out. Show up not knowing all the ins and outs. Show up not knowing from point A to point Z what's going to happen in between that. Just show up. Show up. Show up with all of that. But most importantly, the only thing that you need to carry with you is the faith and knowing that you're being guided to show up for a reason. You're being guided to show up for yourself because you're meant to show up for yourself. I know for me, I show up for everybody, and at some point I wasn't showing up for myself. I would be there supporting everything that everybody was doing. Not everybody, but my close friends or whatever it is, people that I love and I care about, that I love to see show up for themselves, encouraging other people, show up for yourself, do it, you have what it takes, you got this, everything's going to turn out amazing. And then I realized that I also was showing up so hard for other people because I knew that I needed to turn that energy to myself too. I would tell them that you got this and everything is going to be amazing, and all of these things that I knew was a reflection of what I needed to tell myself. And now I for a while now, for some time now, I've been turning that energy to myself, giving advice that I would give to others to myself, taking my own advice. I saw one time I was at Holistica here in Tulum, and it says in the treehouse, it says, "You can take my advice, I'm not using it." And I was like, oh my gosh. First time I saw that was when I first came to Tulum last year. No, not last year. Over a year ago now. Almost 2 years now. And at that time, I was still giving away my advice because I wasn't using my own advice. And so when I read that, I was like, it might be me. And I've switched that energy now. I've really switched that energy because I didn't feel comfortable knowing that I was giving all this great advice and I wasn't there to give that advice to myself. Knowing I needed to give that advice to myself, knowing I needed to hear that 0345, knowing that I myself needed to walk those steps of the ladder instead of showing everybody else how to walk those steps up the ladder. Sometimes all you got to do is just take that next step. Go from the 3 to the 4. If you lose some balance and you got to go back down to the 2, do it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? If you get to the top of that ladder, it doesn't matter how many times it took you to do it. It doesn't matter how many times you had to step back down because you were nervous of the heights. It doesn't matter if you lost your balance. It doesn't matter if you might have stumbled a little bit. It doesn't matter if you reach the top of that ladder eventually. That is all that matters. That's all that matters. And if it was tougher for you to get to the top of that ladder, even more so, you should feel so much more accomplished and proud of yourself because you pushed through all of that fear. For me, it's so easy for me to go when I was on a ladder taking something down from my bathroom window because I wanted to let in the light. I love ladders. That's not heights for me. I could go to the highest height of whatever, and yeah, I'll feel some nerves, but at the same time, I love to push myself through all of these nerves when it comes down to heights, when it comes down to doing something that is like these these thrills of doing things like I'm thinking in my mind of driving on my motorcycle when I had it. I wouldn't go so fast because I was still allowing myself to respect my bike, to respect the speed, to not go overboard and mm, be immature with it, to be honest. If I had had a bike when I first wanted it, oh my gosh, like back in high school or even before that, but I couldn't drive at that time, I would have been immature. I would have been doing all these crazy things and trying to do all these crazy stunts, going super fast, immaturely, unsafe. But when I did eventually align myself with a motorcycle, it was at the perfect time because I knew a balance of not going overboard with limitations. Nah, I don't want to use that word. With just balancing with discernment of what I'm still when where I'm still remaining in a safe zone and where I'm just being just like, come on, that's really dumb. Why would you be going that fast when you know that there could be other people coming or something, you know? But I love just feeling like I'm pushing through all these fears in different ways. And I needed to navigate and switch that to pushing through the fears that I knew I needed to overcome, like these ways of showing up for myself, speaking my truth. That's a fearful thing that I had had for a long time, sharing my voice, singing to the public. That's been something that, I mean, which is so silly when I even think about it. I was in choir when I was younger. I would literally hold around a microphone, go everywhere with that microphone and sing to everybody, not caring about, not even thinking about judgment. Not even thinking about do I sound good? Not even thinking about what are the people gonna think about me? Do I look silly or what? So it's really silly for me to even think that I've held my voice back for so long for whatever reasons of me dimming my light, dimming, lowering my voice. But these are the different ways that I need to show up for myself now. It's easy for me to, like I was saying, climb a ladder because I'm not scared of heights. So it's not really, if I get to the top of the ladder, it's just more of like, hey, I'm at the top. I love the view. But it wasn't a struggle for me to get to the top. I don't tremble. I don't shake. I'm not scared of that. But other things like sharing my voice, just allowing myself to be free in my skin in ways that I've dimmed myself. I've hid myself in the shadows, made myself small, placed myself in a big in a group of people staring at me speaking, like when I was sharing my poetry when I was still in the US. That would make me so nervous. I would literally feel my heart pulsing and pulsing and pulsing, and it would help me to regulate my nervous system by taking these deep breaths, by reminding myself that I'm safe, reminding myself that nobody's judging me if I'm not judging me. Those are the things for me of showing up for myself, and it's different for everybody. Some people, it's climbing that ladder and overcoming that fear that wants to keep you down here when you know it's going to be great view up here that you're going to enjoy. It's different for everybody what it means to show up for you, to embrace and really live in your true power of self care and self love. Doing those things that you are being guided to do, regardless if you have fear about it, regardless if you're nervous about it, regardless if your heart's shaking and pounding, regardless of who's staring at you and who has whatever opinion and what they're thinking or whatever. Show up for yourself, because these people aren't the ones living your life. These 1023, these people aren't the ones who go to sleep at night and have to sit with that heaviness in their heart, knowing that they didn't show up for themselves that day, that they wanted to do something and you held yourself back from doing it. Like dancing in a crowded room, or dancing in a room where everybody's watching, and you didn't, even though you knew you wanted to move your body. Nobody else is the one sitting with yourself. No one else is the one that is here to live your life. And be who you agreed to come to be. 1122. You're the only one that can find that balance with you. You're the only one that knows what you're being guided to do. You're the only one that knows what you're feeling, what you're pushing through, what you're overcoming, what you're intercoming. So I'm just here to remind you softly and gently, show up for yourself. Show up for yourself in every way, and however it is that you need to. Take that baby step. Take that baby step, and don't be afraid to take a step back, or two steps back, or 5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're halfway up the ladder and you're feeling like you need to come back down and take some deep breaths. Come back down and take those breaths, as many as you need to. We're not in a rush. This isn't a sprint. This isn't a race. This isn't a rush to the finish line of our life. Who wants to race to the finish line of our life? When you really think about it, who wants to do that? Who wants to sprint through life and miss out on all these things that we would have received and appreciated and valued a whole lot more if we stopped to pause and breathe and take a look around? So I remind you, show up for yourself. Take those baby steps. Crawl on your belly if you need to. Roll on your belly if you need to. Roll your way there. And it right before you're at the top of the view, you stand up. It doesn't matter if you rolled your whole way there, and the last moment is when you chose to stand up. It doesn't matter. It does not matter how you do it. And you don't need to think about all these steps in between the A and the Z. You just need to start at the A. Start at the A and go to the B. Don't think about getting from A to Z. Just think about getting from A to B. And when you get to B, then you think about getting from B to C. And once you get to C, then you think about getting from C to D. And when you're at D, you can see the progress you made from D to A. If you need to go back, you can go back. You already experienced that part. If you go back from D to A, you can literally hop back from A to D, because you already now have that experience. You now have more of that power within you to know, I've already experienced this. I can do it better this time. I'm not afraid anymore because I already got from A to D. It wasn't scary. So don't ever be afraid of taking some steps back. I always think about how when you're going to launch an arrow, You need to pull the bow back. You need to pull it back. And the further you pull it back, the further it's going to launch. So do not be afraid of taking steps back as long as you know that you are going to continue moving forward when you're ready, when you're feeling that resonance to do so, when you're feeling in alignment with yourself. What I'm encouraging you to do is to take a step, even if it's taking a step backwards, take that step back. If you feel you're ready to take that step forward, take the step forward. Just make a step. Just make a move. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no true moving backwards. Everything, it's like a remote control. It doesn't matter whether you're moving back or it's not in the literal sense of, oh, you took some steps back, now you're falling behind. No, it's none of that. It's just a move, it's just a direction. But every direction is a direction. So take it. Trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself when you rise every day or throughout the day too, look into your eyes and tell yourself, you've got this. Remind yourself you've got this. Remind yourself of those experiences where you didn't think that you could do it and you did. And that'll help you. That'll help you in the moment of doing it now. Believe in yourself. It doesn't matter. I can tell you right now, I believe in you. But until you receive it to believe, for you to believe in you, that's when it's game changer. That's when you've taken back your power. I know I've had a lot of people that believe in me, and I appreciate it, and it feels so great and so warming and so loving. But I needed to believe in myself first. I needed to believe in myself. I need to believe in myself. Because that's what's going to keep me making these steps. And that's what's going to get you to take those steps and love yourself, to know that you're worthy of it. When you love yourself, you want to give yourself everything you don't want to hold yourself back. You don't want to take from you. You don't want to feel bad that you didn't do something knowing that you should have or knowing that you could have. I've felt those feelings a lot in the past, in a long time, in another dimension of my life. That's why I tell you now, it's not a great feeling to feel at all. When you do something knowing that it took a lot out of you to do it and you did it anyway, oh man, it feels so good. It feels so good. So I pass that feeling to you. So do it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Because you've got this. You truly do. Source lives and dwells within you and around you. Everywhere you go, everything you can see, everything you can't, places you haven't gone. Trust in that. Take back your power. It's yours. Peace.